This is Gettysburg on Legendary difficulty. So we have $64,000, and that's going to turn out to be plenty. And you'll notice the units are 1750. I've really built a very big army, much bigger than I planned on building when I started. So have a bunch of units with 61. The Irish Brigade is going to have a great day. They have 61s. The rest of the army has, after Harper's Ferries, we have Enfields, 55s, one unit of CS Richmonds. You might notice how many batteries we have of 20-pound Parrots and 24-pound howitzers, James, 2 batteries of Whitworths, a whole bunch of 10 Ords. It turns out the snipers aren't real useful here. There's just too much going on for the micromanagement of snipers. Yeah, there are 160,000 men in this battle, so can't really fiddle around with snipers. So they're not real useful. And I have filled out, as you'll notice, the cores. More of these units came in than I thought would. The results of the battle are I lose less than 10,000 and kill over 67,000 of the enemy 7-1. So yeah, it was a great day. I wanted to kill a bunch of the enemy, and we did. So yeah, a lot of these 500-man units came in. I was really surprised. So the numbers changed. The enemy lost 15,000. Training went down 10, which is pretty amazing. You'll notice my 5th Corps is a Cav Corps. They don't do that much. They do come in. All those units do come in. But I mismanage the melee Cav as I have the entire battle, or the entire campaign. Yeah, we have about the same numbers, but I have a lot of guns. You'll notice the guns. Yeah. Now the enemy has Fayetteville's and CS Richmond's, and I'm happy about that, which is probably why I suffered almost 10,000 casualties. With training so high, he fights really hard, and he gets into melee a lot. So he has Fayetteville's, he has CS Richmond's, he has the very good Confederate sniper rifle, so I capture some of those. He has 24-pound howitzers and 10-pound Parrots. And in the hands of all 3-star units with perks, boy, I can really feel it. Like, even just now, every time my Cav units take a shot, they pretty much rout. You can really feel the damage. You want to stay in cover, and my plan is on day 1 is to take some shots on him in the water. I know that I can't stand toe-to-toe with him in the open. That's a losing proposition. That I want to fall back to the woods. And in cover, these guys are going to do a whole lot better than out in the open. So they took a shot. Half of them routed. No, more than half routed. And then we're going to get back into the woods. I have no intention of holding the northern woods. I'm going to just walk, hopefully not run, to the southern woods and hold that. That's pretty much what I did on Major General, and that's what I want to do here. And yeah, I don't want the Cav units to do an enormous amount of the fighting. What I want is there are a couple Cav units that can mount up and ride, and what I want to do is take a couple of those guys and have them just hide in the left bottom corner of the map and just give me visibility on the enemy artillery. Yeah, here I couldn't resist taking a couple. Man, I really hate enemy snipers. And I didn't realize that he had such great weapons. But yeah, he has top-notch weapons. No more hunter rifles for these guys. So yeah, of course, with every reset, his charge meter resets, and so every time there's a phased change, he's going to charge, and that's exactly what he's doing. So I get a couple of units into the bottom corner of the map to hide in the woods, And yeah, I want to get behind the enemy and get spotting, maybe take some shots. But spotting is more important than taking shots. Turns out they're going to have a lot of opportunities to do all kinds of fun things behind enemy lines, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, we're not even going to try to take the northern woods. Um, the cav, the dismounted cav, should be able to do fairly well in the woods. They do better in the woods than I thought they would. They're just to annoy the Confederacy. But yeah, even at this point, though, we have the numbers are pretty close. So yeah, my best units are coming in. This is First Corps, and we have some 3-star 24-pound howitzers. And I have a plan which I implement, and it works just fine. And that is to take this hilltop, hold it, the one to the south, not the one to the north. And when the time comes to sweep up and destroy all of the Confederate infantry that's on the left side of this ridge line. So drive all the way to the north edge of the map, but not in one go. Most people, when they attack, they want to just keep attacking. What I want to do is attack, he'll get reinforcements, I'll fall back, let him attack again, weaken himself, then I counterattack. He attacks again, I fall back. Over and over again, using the terrain and using my artillery as like a rock, like an anvil. So if I advance, take some shots on him and fall back, I'll be falling back into canister range. He takes canister to the face, I advance again, just over and over again, really hurting him, really trying to use the terrain. So here he's going to come in for melee, not a surprise. I'm surprised he's not having everybody charge. Yeah, I ordered the cav unit to charge to get the 2-to-1 bonus, but that didn't work. I had to tell some of my infantry to run, not a big deal. And I'm putting these detached or dismounted cav into the fortified positions. They can do okay in those. They do better than infantry. I don't like putting infantry in there. But I have that one guy to the north fall back because he was getting charged by 2 units. Okay, they bought time. That went about as well as I thought it would. None of that is a surprise. I was never anticipating I'd be able to hold those woods to the north anyway. But I'm very encouraged that he already had 1 unit come running in and take shots with my infantry en route. That's a very good sign. You might have noticed that the artillery that the cav has, I had that fall back right away. They didn't even pretend like they were going to stand and fight. I wanted them to get back to this ridge line. So my infantry is up, and my 24-pound howitzers are already moving up. So this is going really well. Okay, now I want to move the cav up and get some visibility on the enemy. He's already attacking to the south. That's perfect. Yeah, I knew that guy was going to get beaten up. I had 2 detached skirmishers to hit him in the flank, and yeah, that just went really well. So he goes charging at the cav to the right, and that is just a complete waste of ammo and stamina. So the only thing I have to worry about is if he comes in on the right side of my defensive position, which that would actually be a good plan for him. But if he does, I'm moving an infantry unit over to the right. There'll be 3 infantry units and some 24-pound howitzers over there, and they will tear him up. So he'll be in the open, I'll be firing downhill. So my cav and these are Allied units. Um, I found his 3 artillery units. So, yeah, the hard part with this is you have to keep telling the Cav to keep moving forward. They want to run backwards. They'll run backwards all the way to the edge of the map. I mean, just, you don't want that. They reload instantly, but they'll run back a mile and a half, reload, and then, yeah, it's terrible. So, yeah, I just as soon stay out of melee. This is normal. He charges in. I try to stay out of melee. 24-pound howitzer to the face. He routes. Yeah, it's all good. He wants to get into melee here. I tell my guy to run. We fall back. And yeah, I try to gang up on him from 2 different directions, and it works. Plus 24-pound howitzer. So yeah, the whole trick is to take my 400 guns and just keep hitting him, preferably in the flank. Yeah, notice I did this thing in the center with my infantry to get him to rout, and my cav is going off toward Washington, D.C. Just how far away can I get from where the commander wants me to be? Just... So this is just a gift. He routes in the wrong direction. That is very bad for him because there's nothing to the right. There's not going to be anything to the right for a long time except my units. So yeah, very bad news for him. So my cav is now doing a good job routing his artillery. Yeah, he is definitely dead on the right side over there. So yeah, keep the cav moving in the right direction. I decide eventually to get those guys to dismount, and that goes a lot better. They can't run away quite so far. Okay, we're going to go ahead and advance, and push the 24-pound howitzers to the front. Keep the cav moving forward. Okay, you might notice that there's a difference in quality of the video. I did an experiment with the settings, and as I was recording, what I did is I dialed up the recording settings, made a better image, but as I was playing, it told me that my frames per second was really dropping. I mean, really dropping badly. So, but the quality, even though it said the frames per second was really falling, the quality was still better. I thought the quality would be worse, but no, it worked out. So I learned something. So yeah, on the right, I'm keeping my cav to the north of the Confederate unit so he doesn't get away. Okay, I think the game said a whole bunch of his reinforcements came in. I think that was if I'm not mistaken, because as I'm watching the video, as I played, I was paying attention to when his reinforcements came in. But as I am watching the video, I didn't pay attention. So, but I think his reinforcements came in. So, yeah, my cav goes back to hide, and they will go do more constructive things when all the reinforcements move from the left side of the map to the right side of the map, which is what they are going to do. So, yeah, my reinforcements came in, and one of my infantry units went to the right, but everybody else is coming over to join the battle. More to the left, when his reinforcements came in, I fell back to the hilltop. Like I said, advance, Enemy sends in reinforcements, then fall back. Let him attack my good defensive position. Advance, fall back, advance, fall back. Yeah, when the enemy is strong, I take up a defensive position. When he weakens himself, then I'm going to advance and do damage. So we're going to get them. You know, just have to be patient. We're going to get them, and we're going to get a very good kill ratio. I think one of my units gets over 4,000 kills here. Yeah, I'm absolutely sure that one of my units gets over 4,000 kills. So everybody here, I think, gets a really nice kill ratio. In fact, I think it's about, my infantry gets about 5-to-1 here. So yeah, I have a 20-pound parrot that came in, and I just need him to be within range to take out the enemy artillery. And you'll notice I had the guys on the left fall back to that really nice tree line. One guy's in a farm, getting nice cover. My cav is not getting shot by anything. He finally dies on the right. That's really great. I want one unit to stay in Gettysburg for when the map opens up. So yeah, right now we're just waiting to see what direction he's going to go. And I'm really hoping he does what he normally does, which is cross the ridge line and go down toward Gettysburg. I really want him to do what the Confederate Army did fairly much historically. Of course, he would have taken that position on the left is, we would not have taken that back. That fell, and that is where the Iron Brigade died, between there and the ridge line to the right. So, yeah. So, yeah, I sent my cav in, and they found him. He is moving all of his units from left to right. I'm going to send one of my cav units up and just see what the enemy has. And I take a look, and all I see is a supply wagon and some artillery and one pretty much battered infantry unit. I decided to go after the artillery. And this small unit is coming in on the left. He's going to die. I have a 24-pound howitzer over there. And so that's working out really well. He's attacking down the center. And he brings more units than I expect. But, I've kind of been waiting for this to happen. And I'm going to reinforce my right with some more infantry, because it looks like he's going to do a push. So yeah, I'm going to have 3-on-1 24-pound howitzer, two artillery, one of which is a 24-pound howitzer. But yeah, his infantry, after attacking to the right side of the map, looks like it's going back to the center of the map. That's a bit of a surprise. Yeah, I dismount the cav, and you'll notice it's doing a really good job. Those are just the allied units. Yeah, doing a really good job just putting fire on those two artillery units, keeping them morale shocked. He still has two good units over there that are putting fire on my units, but that's okay. So yeah, it looks like the line has stabilized a bit. And I still have a lot of time. So what I decided to do, it's only 11:40 in the game. I planned on taking my time and just waiting for whatever the enemy's going to do, and I'm going to respond to it. If he attacks, fall back into a good position. If he attacks, he'll attack one unit at a time. tear them up like I just did, 3-1, 4-1. Go for flank shots. Yeah, just patiently tear them apart. Yeah, my 2 infantry there are in very good cover. And my units on the right are fine. I have units in Gettysburg in case he does push for Gettysburg. The dismounted cav is just doing a great job of just keeping him busy, wasting his condition, wasting his charge bonus, getting him to run all over the map. Yeah, and another unit shattered. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to pick them apart. Yeah, his units are getting very small. I guess the average size of his units was probably 2,000 when we started, but you know, he has a lot of units right now that are down to 500 or 600. I'm seeing a bunch of units at 1,000, but, well, not a bunch, but the units I see, they come in at about 1,000, they take some hits. Yeah, the unit in the woods is only 400. I put my cav unit behind him to get visibility, not so much to capture the supply wagon, but hey, free supply wagon. Turns out to be very useful, that supply wagon. So, yeah, and he is just running like a lunatic, chasing, sprinting to catch my the Allied cav units on the right side of the map. That's great. He's just wasting every strength he has on Allied units. Yeah, I want to attract the enemy's attention to the south. I don't want them running over to the left side of the map. I want them to push to the south where I have my units waiting for him. So looks like one unit wants to move to the south. If he keeps moving though to the left, I'm going to advance on his flank and hit him. So yeah, keep taking shots on his artillery. One of his artillery units is routed in a very dangerous for him direction. So I'm going to get the, I'm going to wipe out the one artillery unit. Yeah, his units are moving kind of slow. So yeah, he's turned his flank to me, so I'm just going to start advancing. And it was always my plan to advance north on the left side of the map. And yeah, we have a numerical advantage now. We outnumber him. So, and I have plenty of force on the left side of the map actually to take him out. I have at least two 24-pound howitzers, which is a big deal. I have very good infantry. This is my best infantry in the army. I can gang up on his units one at a time. I have no doubt that this is very doable. So there was a little bit of lost video there, or I forgot to hit record. Yeah, just keep pushing north. Yeah, another unit dead. His artillery is there. Yeah, this force on the left was more than adequate. I think I got a my Burnside came in, my Cav unit came in, but these guys just, these guys just did a really good job. So I've run out of ammo. That's a little bit of a problem. So fortunately, the captured wagon, I was able to get it back. And yeah, there's actually 3 artillery units in the woods to the far north. Um, I think his reinforcements are coming in on the far north. Pretty sure that's what's happening about now. As you know, on the right side of the map, he's going to have several units come in. Not at all worried about those guys. I have plenty of units over there. The Iron Brigade is back there waiting on him to come in on the right side, where he's going to be. Yeah, the captured supply wagon was really good here. Really useful. So finally, my 24-pound howitzer is catching up, sort of. So we have a good defensive position. Want to get the 24-pound howitzer up on the right, or I guess it's the center. 20-pound Parrot is going to do fine. I don't see a whole bunch of artillery units to shoot at, so yeah. His reinforcements come in. They're large and healthy, but we pretty much crushed the first group of southern units that came in, and then the reinforcements. So now we have a fresh group of reinforcements to destroy, and we're going to tear them up. So I tell my guys to fall back closer to my fire support, and here's someone charging into a place where he's going to get hit by 3 units. Yep, and we're going to keep resupplying these units and keep falling back. I issue orders to everybody to fall back. And that's what we want to do. We advance, and then we fall back. And I have a good part of my army just waiting while these guys get this done. Yeah, he has 3 units that are charging into kind of a gap. I still have, if you notice what I do, I'll have the artillery fall back and then take a position, and have the infantry fall back toward the artillery as it gets set up. I want him to push my infantry back closer to the canister so that he charges, I fall back, and then he takes canister to the face. And my Cav is just sitting on the left side waiting for the next phase, which will be when his attack runs out of steam. I'm going to push again north and destroy all these units that are right now attacking. So as he advances, he'll take losses, and I want him to attack, and that's, the thing you can count on Legendary. And I'm just patiently waiting. He's going to get into some kind of a duel with these two allied units kind of on the right, and they're going to tear that unit apart over time. And that's all good. So yeah, as he falls back, my units are in very good cover in the woods, and then the guys that aren't in the woods, they're doing just fine. They do need ammo though, so I send the supply wagon over. And yep, that's what we wanted. Wanted him to come down and just take shot after shot after shot. And let the 24-pound howitzers do their work. Yeah, he's 1,200 in strength, and he's about to take 1, 2, 3 shots, and his numbers fall, and he routs. Yep, that's the secret to this. And on the second day, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see just my units just taking up good defensive positions, and then artillery just blasting away. And as soon as he turns white, shift fire to the next unit. He can stand there flashing white. Now he'll recover because this is legendary. That's okay. He'll stand there and just take volley after volley from my infantry. It's good. So yeah, shift fire. As soon as he flashes white, shift fire, shift fire. Yeah, he attacks. He's just getting closer to my artillery. Now I'm going to hit him 3 units to 1. And he routs. Yeah, and I still have like 4 units that haven't, that are just waiting. And they're waiting because I don't need them for this. I need them for the next phase. These units can handle this just fine. Okay, now his attack is kind of broken. I'm checking to see everybody's ammo, their condition. The overall numbers look good. Yeah, I've been waiting on him to advance on the right side. And I have a welcoming party for him, but I'm not going to do anything over there right now because I'm too busy on the left. I talked about this before. I think one of the things that really improves gameplay is managing the battle, which is focus on one part of the battlefield at a time. So rather than doing something with the right side of the battlefield right now, I'm just going to wait. Now, a couple hundred men of the enemy do survive, but that's okay. Maybe if I'd started attacking on the right sooner, maybe, would have gotten them all, and a couple hundred wouldn't have survived. But that's okay, because I know that I fought better here by not being distracted on the right. So all I do is I set up like a really nice defensive line with artillery support. My units over there are fresh. Anything he does, he's just going to take lots of losses. And he doesn't seem to want to engage very much over here. He doesn't have a lot here. I have him tied up on the left side. Those units are pretty much on their own. So, yeah, and I find his artillery over here in the woods, and I have 3 cav units. Yeah, I'm kind of speeding this up a little bit. We do capture that supply wagon, the supply wagon in the far north. I end up using it to resupply my cav unit in the north. Yeah, these units that he has right here are just doomed. I have 3 infantry units that are just going to completely fire on his units one at a time. The 24-pound howitzers are in just about a perfect place. Yeah, on the right side, not much is happening. They're going to die when I decide to focus on that. His artillery in the north, I'm going to pick them apart. Yeah, I'm moving more troops over there because there's going to be an attack. I don't need any more over on the left. These guys are going to annihilate these guys. The 3 artillery are going to die. These infantry units are just going to get their heads taken off. Um, yeah, this is going to be over actually soon. And then what I do is I take all these guys, they go all the way to the north, and they just kind of sweep around to the far right. The units that I have in Gettysburg are just going to turn right and go after those guys, and they're going to drive them like about the center of the map, at the right side of the map. The enemy's going to be driven completely across that river on the far right. Um, that's how long the battle lasts. And we have plenty of time to chase him. He has a couple of, yeah, his officer's dead. That's good. He has a couple of, he has 1 unit with a couple of guns, 1 artillery unit, and 2 infantry units that are pretty much, down to 300 or 400 that just run away faster than I can catch them, and I run out of time. So yeah, at this point, this is pretty much over. I have 1 unit that I allowed to fall back too far. Um, hit fall back, and they did. They fell back. So yeah, the rest is completely one-sided. He's just hopeless. I mean, yeah, this is over. Take out the artillery. There's another supply wagon to capture. And then when he's just completely destroyed, I have an infantry unit guarding the victory location in the rear. He comes up, joins the attack. Then everybody just piles on the few remaining guys. There are like 3 units on the right side, and there's another unit kind of further north of those guys. We find him. He has another unit or 2 on the other side. Anyway, that's all over. He has 27,000 men for day 2, I guess. Um, as you know, if you do really well on day 1, there's not, you just don't face that much. We're going to go to day 2. We're going to wipe out everything on day 2. And one of the phases is really fun and interesting. And I'll see you in that video. We lost an officer. I think I had 2 wounded officers in the entire battle. Yeah, I'm just going to move men around now. I'm going to take my units that have taken a lot of losses and just move them to 4th Division. Yeah, the Irish Brigade actually had a huge day. I'm pretty sure they had over 4,000 kills. So they're not done, but I'm going to put the larger units forward, shifting units around in camp. I found that to be really, really helpful and really useful, and it really improves the outcome of battles. I watched Pandakraut do this, and yeah, I didn't used to do this. I just kind of like shuffled units in the next phase, but because of the way the phases work, um, yeah, this is a great idea. So I'm just checking to see, yeah, everybody has ammo. Um, Everybody's in good shape. Everybody has an officer. I'm not going to top out any units, even the artillery. I end up losing 2 guns, I think. And yeah, that's great. I think the enemy ends up losing 300 guns or something. So 241 guns the enemy loses, I think. If I'm reading that correctly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you day 2.